Hey guys, quick little tip on how to win more sales in your fitness business in a few different contexts. So I want to share a story. There was a study that was done in the UK. Now, if you know anything about the UK, there's a really big fan base for either Manchester United football or Liverpool Football Club, where people really wrap their identities around whether they support Liverpool or Man United. And the study was about how people respond to other people that are aligned with that identity compared to others. And what they did was they took a group of Manchester United fans and they asked them to participate in a study, and they agreed. And they said, all right, well, to do it, you got to walk, quarter mile down this path, and, we'll meet you there. So they sent this group of people down one by one, and there were three different scenarios that they had them encounter on the walk. The first scenario was a person, again, these were Man United fans. The first scenario was a person in a Liverpool jersey that was on the ground in pain with like a sprained ankle. And the next scenario was a person with a Manchester United jersey on the ground with a sprained ankle, clearly in pain. So that was the team that they supported. The last one was just a person in a plain shirt with no signaling of allegiance to a football club, in pain, sprained ankle, on the ground. And they wanted to see how many people would stop and help or offer support for the person that they encountered on the ground. What they found was the person in a Liverpool shirt, so the opposite club, or the neutral shirt, about 30% of the time the individual stopped. The person that had the Manchester United shirt, 90% of the time they stopped. 90% of the time they stopped to help somebody that shared this, had a signal of a shared identity. It's a 60% improvement from any of the other scenarios. And there's lots of studies that have validated this. This is one of many that I've seen just like this. So what does this mean for you, and how can you use this? So I'm going to share three contexts that you can use something like this to help you close more deals in the business. Number one is mimicry in the way somebody is communicating, even non-verbally. So if somebody is emailing or text messaging about the gym and they're using a specific cadence of communication, like maybe they send long text, maybe they send a bunch of emojis, maybe they use a lot of abbreviations or shorthand in their text messaging. If you respond, you want to try to mimic your language to be closer to that. So again, if they use a lot of abbreviations or emojis, maybe try tossing some into your communication so it aligns with what they are, the way that they are comfortable or identify as communicating. So that's in a nonverbal context. Number two is, let's say it's in person in the gym and you see somebody wearing a hat like this. Support your local girl dad. So that's an identity. I have an identity of being a girl dad. So you may want to make a comment about, oh, hey, I've got daughters myself. Or, oh, hey, my dad was a girl dad too, if you're a female. Or notice anything else. Let's say they've got a Penn State sweatshirt on or a t-shirt from the local college or high school, making a comment about, oh, hey, my brother went to that college. Or, hey, I love the, Nittany Lions, Penn State shout out. Or, whatever it is, making one comment about, hey, I am identifying with the thing that you identify with. Typically, when people wear apparel from a sports team or a college or something like being a girl dad, they're signaling a part of their identity, and just approaching that and aligning your identity with theirs, there's a higher likelihood that there's going to be compliance with whatever you ask them, right? Whether it's, ask them to do more things in a session, participate in more harder training, or in a sales context, that's a way to benefit yourself there. And the final context is on a sales call, or if you identify a zip code or an area code that they're from, and maybe making a comment about that. For example, we just had a crazy snowstorm out here, commenting about the snow, commenting about if their name is like, hey, oh, your name's Mary, that was my mom's name, right? I'm not asking you to lie, but try to find as many similarities as possible. If their zip code is from another area, you might be like, oh, hey, I noticed your, area code is from this town. Like, that's the town my mom grew up in. That's crazy, right? So all just different ways that you could signal in different contexts that, hey, we share an identity. And remember, 60% more people stopped to help and comply or support the person that wore the Manchester United shirt. So those are ways that you can apply it in your fitness business. If you have any comments, drop them below.